Hey guys, how you doing? It's your boy Alex here, man. And well, I just want to talk about something, because I'm bored right now. I don't really know what to do. Um, Let me talk to you a little bit about the game Geometry Dash. Now I know some of you might be like, "Well, you haven't been involved with the game in a while." Yeah, well, I'll tell you why. Sorry, I'm looking at the door like someone's gonna come in. No one's even in the home right now except for me. But yeah. So today I want to talk about GD, and it's something in GD I feel as if is a real problem. Something that's been very ignored. Um, I call it the GD pick, the GDPIC. That stands for the Geometry Dash Political Industrial Complex. Now I'm talking this complex really is quite complex, no pun intended, and a lot of people don't understand it or even think that it exists. So I want to talk a little bit about it. So I just had this debate, conversation, whatever you want to call it, with this retard in this one video's comment section, where he's basically blaming everybody else for, what happens in the game. And I'm trying to tell him, like, yo, right now in Geometry Dash, we're so focused on doing things a certain way. And he wants to say things are done in a certain way, and basically that, how would I say it? You can't have an opinion, which is funny because this dude's opinions didn't make any sense. And we're talking about red pill, blue pill, all that bullshit. And then it dawned on me, I should really go into detail about what's going on here. I think the problem in games like this is that there are a lot of people in the higher ups who are not really, you know, they're not dedicated to telling the truth. They're more so forced to not tell the truth because they can't really have an opinion as someone who represents the game. It's kind of like a political party, right? You go along with the master. Doesn't matter which party it is. You disagree with that guy on some issues, that's fine, but you gotta support him at the end of the day, right? That's kind of what goes on here, right? Rob Top, and you wanna know what? No shade at Rob Top. He created one of the games of my childhood. So this ain't no shade at him, but this is kind of how the industrial complex works, the political industrial complex of Geometry Dash. Um, what happens is in a lot of communities, the dev will basically pay out the representatives. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, they pay the people who are big names in the community, who represent the community, right? So, as for instance, what's a big name in Geometry Dash? Oh my God. Well, who's a big name? How about Sonix? Sonix. When he puts out new content, by content I mean like a new video gets posted, right, on YouTube, he gets paid for that video, right? As one of the people who represents Geometry Dash, the dev, Rob Top, pays him under the table. He says, "Good job, Sonix. I appreciate that. Good work." So every time a new video is made about anything, or a new big level is beaten, or a new level is created, that person is paid, right? Sort of their partnership works like that. But also at times it can get complex because, like I said, the problem is that we're not calling out problems for what they are. We're not seeing things for what they are, and that's because our higher ups, in many ways, are not allowed to speak on it. I think many of them, to begin with, are very out of touch, sort of, with reality. They think that, how things go is basically they got this sort of get good mentality that basically they're better than you and that you're worse than them and that sort of it is what it is and that we can't experiment and we can't discuss our problems or we can't discuss the game's problems because it ultimately all falls on us. They got that sort of arrogant ass attitude, right? I'm talking about. So, in short, what is happening is what's a big name? Who's a famous player in Geometry Dash? Nepesta. We'll say Nepesta as for instance. We'll say what's a level? Does anyone know what Deception Dive is? That's a level in Geometry Dash. We'll say that one day on a Q&A or something, someone asks Rob Top, "Yo, Rob, what's your favorite level in this game, in your opinion?" He'll say, and obviously there's going to be a language barrier because he's not from an English-speaking country, but he'll say, "My favorite level is Bloodlust," right, as for instance. And then at some point, Nepesta, right, as one of the people who represents the game, Nepesta is asked a question on a live stream. They ask him, "Yo, Nepesta, what's your favorite level in the game?" He says, "My favorite level? Probably Deception Dive." So now the two don't have an agreement on something. And so Rob Top finds out about this, right? He says, "Nepesta," right? He DMs him or whatever, he gets to him. He says, "Nepesta, you are fucking done." And in short, what's going to happen is Nepesta's income is going to get cut, right? Because of this conflict. And now that he's losing his money, now what he has to do is either he needs to go out and find a real job, or he needs to sort of beg or bribe Rob Top to let him back into the sphere, right? If that kind of makes sense. I'm talking like this has been going on for years, but we don't realize it. And quite frankly, I think someone needs to speak up on it. So, this is sort of the first video of many I will be making on this. I was gonna make this video yesterday, but I just didn't. But seriously, man, I'm talking like people need to kind of get a clue, People need to realize sort of what's going on and why things are not really, working out. Or why, let me give you an example, right? If you ask people, "Hey, 2.2, why did 2.2 take, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, what was it, 7 years? Almost 7 years. We'll round. Why did 2.2 take 7 years from when 2.1 came out?" Obviously, as one guy or a few guys, Rob Top needs a lot of time on his hands. I mean, holy shit. I can't imagine, the amount of blood, sweat, and tears he puts into this game. But a lot of your answers won't be so clear because, quite frankly, people don't want you to know the truth. There's a lot of shady shit that goes on behind the scenes, and a lot of people are not really willing to call it out or to discuss it because they're afraid that either they're going to get banned or they are going to be, what's the word? Ostracized from society, that kind of thing. So, we need to start looking more into this. That's what I'm trying to say. And like I said, this won't be the last video I make on this. I'm going to be talking about this a whole lot more in some more upcoming videos. But for now, that's all I got to say. It's your boy Alex. I'm signing out.